Now we're moving on to Acer rubrum, better known commonly as red leaf maple. And so this is arguably the most plentiful of all maple trees. It's a very versatile species. It'll grow in swamps. It's been called a swamp maple, soft maple, which that's kind of a bad rep, and I'll get into that shortly here. But it'll grow in poor soil conditions. It'll grow on the side of a mountain up to, I think, somewhere around 3,500 feet in elevation. It's also known for its ribbon curl. It is a wood that has been known to be attacked by the ambrosia beetle. We'll get into that too. So what you're looking here, these are red maple. You see here the curl? All right, and these are ambrosia. So what ambrosia is it's a borer that bores in. It actually goes to eat fungus in the tree, and in its wake, it leaves these streaks as it basically goes to the bathroom, devours the fungus, minerals, sugar, all the things that are in the tree. And but beautiful stuff. If you like quote-unquote character, ambrosia is a pretty cool wood. My suggestion is that you dry it very well and kill all the insects, because they are pretty resilient. If you do not reach 140 degrees in the drying process, you run the risk of the pest still being alive. So we have a vacuum kiln, which we reach somewhere around 165 at peak, and we're able to kill all pests. So this is what we look for when we take the bark off the trees. We look for that curl. Lots of color, stain, and bug holes, track. Okay. Beautiful stuff. And then a lot of times the tree doesn't give up all its answers. You look at it and it looks like a regular tree, right? But never judge a book by its cover. So this has some color in it, but it is not ambrosia, and it is pretty high figure. There is a flat sawn variation. One of the first cuts in the tree. That's where you get that soft curl, we call it. And how we determine how deep that figure goes, right? Because we're looking for genetic figure, which is a more prevalent curl. Tends to go deeper and all the way up the butt log or tree. So we'll cut off a 1 inch or 2 inch thick cookie, and we'll break it. And that's what we're looking for. That's what curl looks like, high figure. It'll also travel through the tree, and that's where we determine how deep the curl goes. So when I'm buying logs from a guy and he shoots me a price, we need to know that we're going to be able to profit on that, because if you don't do that, you will be out of business. But this was a genetically figured tree. That's this one here. Here's a billet form 3 inches thick of ambrosia. Pretty high figure, gorgeous stuff. Another ambrosia. This is on the quartered side. Okay, and then you get into the white wood, high figure. This is I've shown this in one of the past videos. This is red leaf ribbon curl. We call it Beauty of the Burst. It's the most desirable form of curl figure. It's got that ribbon. And red leaf is interesting because in some of these trees, unlike their Acer partners, whether it's Pacific Northwest maple and even hard maple here in the east, red leaf you can get that ribbon on the quartered side, where you generally get that pinstripe flame with in general with hard maple and big leaf maple on the quartered side. So, but I've shown this. If you missed that video, this was a massive board. It was a massive tree. It had a fracture line, and we got a rare inside glimpse of what a master grade flame maple tree looks like inside. What happened to the grain? That is what happens. That genetic compression is unreal. It's not a saw mark, that is a fracture line. So we'll leave that there. We'll show you this. I mean, if I had to guess, somewhere around 20,000 pounds was sitting on this. This is at the very bottom of the tree. And so it's a wonder how these things still stay standing, especially here in the east, where we've got nor'easter snowstorms, occasional hurricanes, high winds, thunderstorms. It's a mystery still to this day. So this is red leaf maple. This is a wood that is, people misuse terms. They do, oh, this is soft maple. Well, first of all, soft maple is a grouping of maples that are softer than hard maple. So when the settlers came here, they were working their way through all these new wood species, right? They were coming from England, right? And England had been established for thousands of years. A lot of the trees had been cut. And so they're seeing all this stuff for the first time, and they're cutting wood to stay warm and to survive. And so here in America, there are 13 true domestic maples. That's it. But now there are 133, and a lot of it's imported, a lot from Asia, over in Europe, and we'll get into Norway maple, which is another guitar wood. But long story short, the settlers, as they were learning, all they knew that one maple was harder than the other, so hence the term hard maple, and the others they called soft. But this wood is not soft. This wood is the 4th or 5th hardest maple here in America. And so I see a lot of people throw that term out and they go, it's too soft. It says who? Right? People say, oh, nobody uses that for neck wood. That's not true. Fender uses red leaf maple for a lot of their neck builds. Can't be that bad, right? So for what it's worth, you're watching a video from a guy who cuts these trees in this operation every single day out in the woods, chainsaw cutting, etc., etc. So I'm Derek Kimball. Please subscribe to our channel, like, and hit that notification bell.